Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. Today we're going to be doing an overview of the Batman New Gotham Volume 1 and Volume 2 trades. Hey everybody, and welcome back to BK's Bullets. As always, I'm your host, Brent. We got another overview today, some new trades I got in. Batman, New Gotham, Volume 1 and Volume 2. This is Greg Rucka's run on Detective Comics following the No Man's Land event. So this is Gotham rebuilding itself and coming back from the cataclysm, the big earthquake, and it looks to be really cool. I've never read these books, so I can't speak to the quality of the stories in them. But knowing that it's Greg Rucka and Sean Martinborough on most of these issues is, I think, a really good sign of quality. One thing I can say is I have read some of the crossovers that these guys did help write during their runs on these books, and I did really enjoy those. So I have no reason to believe that these stories are not good. Flipping through these, I was doing this before I started the video, I noticed that the art style, like you have Sean Martinborough doing all the pencils here, Steve Mitchell doing the inkers, you know, you have, the colors are very muted. So basically each issue, they decide on a like 3-color scheme. You know, black, this one is blue, and the other one maybe like this orange and yellow. This one is black and grays and reds. You know, and they highlight the characters or whatever they want to highlight in each panel to draw your eye. And I think that's a really cool technique. So yeah, lots of red in this issue. Lots of red in this whole volume. Here's another purple and yellow. That's kind of different. Lots of red. Seems to be red for a while. I don't know if that was like one whole storyline and they decided to do that, or what? So maybe it changes up that way. Here's another yellows and blues. This is Phil Hester on art, and he's immediately I mean, Sean Martinborough and Phil Hester. If you look at them side by side, you might not be able to tell, but I didn't even look at the credits, and I knew that was a Phil Hester Batman. I love Phil Hester stuff. If you've not read his run on Green Arrow with Kevin Smith and Judd Winnick, then you are missing out. That's great stuff there. Also a writer of his own right now. I think he's writing most of the stuff he's doing in comics as well. Beautiful covers by Dave Johnson, keeping that same cover style. You know, so this is the cover to the volume right there. And I guess this kind of carries over. It's like blue and yellow and black. And then you open it up, and then we got blues and yellows on the inside. So let's find another cover and see if that is carried over. Here we go. Here's a cover. Yellow and black. Nope. This is red on the inside. But yeah, this is part 4. So maybe these 4 issues were all reds because they were the same storyline. I know these were originally collected as like New Gotham Volume 1 or something like that. You know, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, something like that. Ra's al Ghul here. So we're looking at green from the Lazarus Pit, and we got green and grays and blacks. So I think it's cool. It should be a little bit different to read. Maybe you'll pay more attention to the art. You know. But yeah, I do know that these were collected a long time ago. I don't know if the entire run was collected. Here's one where we actually get full colors. I bet that's a dream sequence or something wacky. But right as, okay, Batman Evolution trade paperback. That's what it was called, yes. Batman Evolution, thank you for saving me, trade paperback. So I believe this was already there. I don't know if it was like all the stories or just part of it or whatever. But this actually stops at Detective 753. So if you go into my old Batman Officer Down and look at it, this starts with Detective 754. Right? Yep, right down there. Bing, 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 if you can see it. So yeah, so this is a crossover that happens right after this volume where Commissioner Gordon gets shot, and the Bat family has to come together to find out who's doing what. And this is like the old trade dress. This is what I was talking about. Like, this says Batman Officer Down. This has the new Gotham kind of logo that was there for a while on all the Bat books. And this says in the corner here, New Gotham 2. And it's got a 2 on the spine here. So I think this is like the original trade. This had the Detective Comics or Batman across. So this is the old trade I've had for years. So Greg Rucka and Brubaker, I think, are also writing in these. But this was like a quick little crossover. Yeah, they're both in here. Chuck Dixon, Devin Grayson. And this crossed over into all the Bat books. Batman, Detective, Azrael. I don't know if Birds of Prey was in here. Batgirl, Nightwing, all that stuff. So then this event ends, and we go one issue later. I think 755, right? Yep, 755 through 765. And has one issue of Superman in here, drawn by Ed McGuinness, which is a nice surprise. I flipped right to it. Look at that. But now we have some blues, you know, in this volume. So here's Ed McGuinness. And what's cool about this is that when Batman shows up, they actually switch to this, you know, Greg Rucka inspired color scheme for all of these pages. So in this volume, it actually fits in really, really well. Whenever Batman's on the page, we have this new Batman color scheme. So yeah, we got the next issue of Detective Comics here. This is part 2 of that little crossover, that story they're telling. Continuing the Reds. So maybe it is by storyline. So here we got another blue and purple, or purple and green and black. Batman and a rebreather. Here's a yellow and blue. This is Crispus Allen and Detective Montoya. And Rucka and Brubaker would actually go on to write them a whole lot in the Gotham Central comics. Harvey Bullock is still here. I just finished reading those books, and so Bullock leaves at some point. I can't remember why, but he leaves, and then that's after he leaves is basically when Gotham Central, you know, starts up. Another interesting thing is that these books introduce Bruce Wayne's new sidekick, I guess you would say. Really, it's Bruce Wayne's bodyguard. And how can you have a bodyguard for Bruce Wayne without her having, you know, figuring out that he's Batman? Well, apparently she does, and I hope that story is in here. Her name is Sasha Bordeaux, and she's Greg Rucka's creation. So you start introducing her in these pages, and then she eventually gets like a costume. I don't think she ever got a nickname or anything like that. She never got a code name. Here's Huntress as well. And hopefully they also, I'm hoping some of these dovetail into his relationship with Vesper Fairchild, because right as this ends, here's Sasha as well, and with the blonde hair. Right as this ends, Bruce Wayne Murderer starts. So if you wanted to know where Sasha came from or anything like that, these new Gotham, looks like volume 2 is where Sasha comes up, but Bruce Wayne Murderer and Bruce Wayne Fugitive kind of continue that Sasha story. She gets some blame for the murder of Vesper Fairchild that happens here on the 10-cent adventure. Here's Sasha right here, and she's kind of explaining all the stuff she's done in the past, you know, whatever. But yeah, so that is a wholly different video and a different story as well. So that kind of ended. I think Brubaker and Rucka hopped off the Batman train with these two storylines, and they went on to do other things. Gotham Central started up. One of them, I think Rucka was writing also Wonder Woman around the same time. So this is mid-2000s originally. I want to say this is like 2002, 2003. Yeah, 2000, 2001, so even earlier than that. So I'm interested to read these. I can't wait. Greg Rucka's a pretty good writer. I love Sean Martinborough. If you have not seen his run on Thief of Thieves from Image, definitely go check him out. He does all the art there as they bring in new writers every arc to do that. But those are in full color. They're not this like subdued color scheme that they're doing here. But yeah, can't wait to read these. So check them out, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.